Okay, here's a really deep question for you. How old would you be if you didn't know how old you were? So basically, how old do you feel? I hope you feel younger than the calendar shows on your wall. I mean, how old do you feel? I hope you feel younger than the years that you have accrued, or the years that, you've had birthday cakes. So we're going to work on that today. We are going to work on making you feel younger and making you feel better. And how do you feel younger? How do you feel better? By being more mobile, by being more flexible, and by being stronger. We can do all that. And we're going to do that. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. That's the best part. Today is our Yoga Plus. What does Yoga Plus mean? Yoga Plus means we're going to do some yoga, we're going to stretch, we're going to do some Pilates, we're going to move, we're going to do some barre, we're going to do some weights. All of these things work together to make you stronger, more flexible, and more mobile. It's all good. So just think of it as finding movement in your body. It's an hour-long practice. It's an hour-long practice, but if you can only stick around for 10 minutes, that's fine too. The biggest thing is do what you can. The bottom of our screen says, do what is right for your body, and that is critical. You are different than I am. Everybody is different. We all have different days. Some days your neck hurts, some days your ankle hurts, some days whatever hurts. You've got to do what is right for you. So don't hurt your body. If something isn't right, back out of it, do it to a lesser percentage, but listen to your body. That's the most important thing. Every day we do something different. We practice differently every single day, but everything works together to keep you moving. And I hope you join us every single day, either on Facebook or on YouTube. All right, we got a little private group on Facebook. It's called Friends of 316 Yoga. Ask and I'll let you in. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Love life. All right, so a word to think about today as you practice is courage. Have courage and believe in you. Isn't that kind of the basis of courage? I believe I can do this. I believe. Have courage, have strength, and know that you can do this. You really can, and you know why? Because you're going to modify, right? Okay, you can modify using different props. The props we're going to use today are usual props. If you want to have a strap nearby, and if you incorporate that, go ahead and have your strap. I've got 2 yoga blocks. We use those just about every day. I always bring water. You're going to want some water today. We're going to do really work on the core. I've got some hand weights. If you don't have hand weights, grab a couple of water bottles or cans from your pantry, whatever. Buy some little weights though, have them. Commit to yourself. Have the courage to commit to making you better. Eye shade, hand towel. Did I mention this ball? This ball is great. It's called a bender ball. You can buy there are lots of different ones on the internet. It's squishy. You don't inflate it all the way. You create an unstable surface. Unstable surface will challenge your core. Think about it. If you're balancing on this, not standing. If you're balancing on this and you're going to shake, you're going to tremble, you're going to engage muscles that you don't normally engage, but it's all good. All right, you got your props, you know to do what you can do. Let's come on up to standing. Lock a stress number into your mind. What do I mean by that? I say it every single day. Call it what you want. Stress number, feel good number, stiffness number, I don't know. Scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. How are you feeling in that one and only courageous body of yours? How do you feel? How do you feel? That's real important. Give it a number. Scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Rate it. All right, I'm going to take this ball. We're going to take this ball, place it up between our thighs, and then spread your feet a little bit wider. If you got the ball there, it kind of helps. Take a confident stance. Take a courageous stance, because you are good. Believe that. All right, hands on your hips. Elbows back toward the back of the room. Shoulders down. Chest is lifted. Stand up nice and confidently. Take a deep breath in. She's passed out and she's passed out. They had a haircut yesterday. You'll see that later. Oh, short hair. All right, breathe. Take a big breath in through your nose and a big sighing breath out through your mouth. Let it go. Let all that doubt go. Breathe in your courage. And let it go. All right, start to come up onto the balls of your feet. You could have a chair nearby. You could have your countertop nearby. Lift and lower in the feet. All right, so that's something I'm going to ask you to do today as you live your life off of your yoga mat. You know, every once in a while, you're standing by the counter, you're standing in line at wherever. Lift up onto your feet. Breathe. Lift up onto the balls of your feet. Stretch out your calves. Strengthen your foundation. Breathe. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Let it go. All right, go back to what we were saying earlier. The question I asked you in the beginning, how old would you be if you didn't know how old you were? The key to that is your spine. The key to that is your core. It's having strength in your body. It's having confidence. It's having the courage to move in your body. All right, how are your calves feeling? You're waking them up. Let's set them down. Lift your toes up. Give them a wiggle. Lift your arms up high to the sky. Think extended mountain. That's a yoga pose. Reach through your fingers. Lift through your chest. Soften in your shoulders. Breathe. Let it go. Sigh it out. Interlace your fingers. Palms to the sky. And then sway gently from side to side. If you don't have the ball, that's fine. You can do this without it. We're just squeezing the ball. Kind of waking up our body. Nice side bends, lateral flexion of your spine. Put a bend in your elbows if that feels better. Just move a little bit. Breathe. Finish up. Bring the hands back up to the sky. Take your hands to your low back. Squeeze your elbows toward the back of the room. Again, you're opening up through your chest. Look up. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Maybe look directly overhead. Take this little baby back bend to what feels good for you. Nobody knows what feels good to you other than you. You do it your way. Breathe. Exhale. As you exhale, hinge forward. As you hinge forward, let your arms hang. Breathe. Let your gaze go back towards your knees or towards your belly button. Just hang out here. Shake your neck. Loosen it up. Little bend in your knees if that feels right. Still your body. Sweep your arms on up. Come on back up to that extended mountain pose. Let's do big arm circles. All right, so circle your arms to the back of your room. Add in your knees. Put a bend in your knees. As the fingers come down, the knees bend. Wake up your knees. They need it. I find this real effective in that the first bend of the knees is kind of achy, and then it magically gets better as you get them knees moving. Movement is so critical. Such a silly thing to say, right? Movement is so critical. Movement is just so important to the health of your bones, your joints. Life is good. Circle your arms in the other direction. Big circles, little circles. You know what works for you today. Shoulders are waking up. Knees are awake and ready to move. Come on back up to standing. Arms down by your sides. Big coat swing. Re-engage the squeeze on that ball. Start to sway from side to side, taking a little twist. I think this one's really important because as you twist, you are in control here. But your body's waking up and it's saying, hey, I can do these twists. I'm not going to tweak my back. I'm not going to hurt because I am strong. I am healthy. Think about your mantra today. What's it going to be? I am strong. I am healthy. I am courageous. What is it? Think about it. All right, turn, look over your shoulder. Take that twist, even bigger, even greater. We're going to do some fun Pilates twists today. All right, finish up. Come back to the midline of your body. It's time for ragdoll pose. What is ragdoll pose? Arms. The elbows bent, hands to opposite elbow creases like those I Dream a Genie arms. Exhale. Hinge forward. Your feet are hip width distance apart. If they aren't, make them hip width distance apart. That's 2 fist widths. You can measure. Put your hands down there and see. Your head is forward. Your crown of your head is toward the earth. Little bend in your knees. Start to sway your elbows from side to side. In this very effective pose called your ragdoll pose. In your ragdoll pose, you are decompressing your low back. Feel the little goodness of the gentle twist down there too. Breathe, sigh it out. Let it go. Let it all go. No stress here. This is your happy zone. This is your happy hour. Breathe. Finish up. Come back to the midline of your body. Take the crown of your head even more toward the earth. Breathe. You're folding in half practically. Release your fingers toward the earth. They don't have to touch. You decide where you are today. Bend your knees, come on down. Let's take a child's pose. Remove the ball. You can place it at the top of your mat or no ball at all. Lots of variations in your child's pose. You know this. This is where we get into our head in the practice. Let your knees touch, let your big toes touch, hips back towards your heels. Maybe you like that. Maybe you like arms down by your sides with your forehead to a block or your forehead to the earth. Find the length in your neck. Breathe. Extended child's pose is an option. Knees can be spread wide. Big toes are still touching. You're going to push your hips back towards your heels. Ooh, that feels good. Maybe reach your arms to the top of your mat. You can have a block underneath your forehead again here or no block at all. You can have your ball underneath your hands, or even the block underneath your hands. I'm going to use the ball, and I'm just going to kind of roll the ball a little bit into the ground, and I'm going to just take deeper stretches kind of in my armpits. Breathe. Big breath in, sighing breath out. If you're not using the ball, press hard into the mat. It'll send your hips back even further. Breathe. Big breath in, sighing breath out. Make it audible. And as you're ready, close your lips if you like. Breathe in and out of your nose as you focus internally. That's a good place to focus. Shut out the outside world. Focus on just your body. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep your breaths long. If they become shallow, just slow down the pace a little bit. You don't have to stress out. This is a good time for you. This is your happy hour, your escape, your little island of peace in this chaotic, crazy world. All right, I mentioned earlier, what's your mantra? I am what? Fill in the blank. I am strong. I am courageous. I am doing it. I am succeeding. Have your little mantra in your head. Come back to it. No other thoughts other than your mantra and the movement in your body. As you're ready, let's come out of our child's pose, whichever variation you decided to take today, and let's do a forearm stretch. So come to a neutral tabletop, knees under hips, crown of the head lengthening to the front of the room, tailbone to the back, wrists under shoulders, push into the earth. Breathe here, press the tops of your feet into your mat, and then take your hands. Right now the fingers are pointing toward the top of your mat. Turn your hands so your fingers are pointing to the bottom of your mat. So your forearms are shining forward. Breathe here, wiggle your bottom, like a dog wagging its tail. Just feel the stretch in your forearms. Make it feel good. Maybe send your bottom more back towards your heels. Take the stretch a little deeper. Just move so you feel good in the forearms. Nice big stretch here. Breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Long, deep breaths. Let's finish here. Bring your hands back to a natural position off of your mat and just wiggle your fingers a little bit here and there. Find your two blocks. Let's do a toes pose, ankle pose, flow. All right, start from the foundation. Work your way up. Two blocks by your sides. Come to standing. Come to standing. No. Come to standing on your knees. That's what I meant to say. Standing on your knees, shoulders over your hips. Tuck your toes under. Have a seat back on your heels. Breathe here. Blocks are by your side. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let things go. Let things go. Enjoy this stretch of your feet. Enjoy the strengthening of your foundation. All right, I said we're going to flow this, so we're going to move back and forth in this. You're in your toes pose now with the toes toward the shins. Let's take it to ankle pose. Use your blocks for balance. Place the tops of your feet on your mat. Walk the blocks on back. You're now on the tops of your feet. Press your knees on up, but keep them together. Push into your blocks and stretch out your ankles here. So you're balancing on the tops of your feet. Now you don't have to have the blocks if you don't want them. You can have your hands at prayer center. You could have your arms as little kickstands down by your sides. This is such a hugely effective pose. As long as you're not in pain, go for it. Do this pose to strengthen your foundation. Let's flow through it a couple of times. You flow at your pace. Back to toes pose, settle in. Maybe, because we're not staying in toes pose long. You never have to stay in toes pose long because you decide. But maybe you take it deeper and rest into it and say, I'm going to do this nice and deep in the toes. Then I'll take it to my ankle flow. All right, press into your hands. Lift your knees on up. How high do you want to take it? I'm going to do one more. This is something else you could do off of your mat as you're watching television while seated on the ground. Maybe during commercials, and there's lots of them, you go from your toes pose to your ankle flow. So think of the range of motion that you are putting into your ankles, into your feet. Feels awesome. All right, time to finish because we're going quick today. All right, come into a cat-cow pose. So come to a neutral tabletop. In your neutral tabletop, remember, knees under hips, shoulders over wrists, lengthen through your spine, push the earth away. Exhale, cat. Chin to your chest, tailbone tucks under, arch your back like a Halloween cat, come into cow. Lift your tailbone, lift the crown of your head. So you're moving your neck, you're moving your tailbone, you're curving your spine, forward and back into the shape of a letter C. Exhale, cat. Hollow out the belly. Inhale, cow. Breathe. Breathe. Come to a neutral tabletop. Lift your right leg up. Kick your heel towards your bottom. Maybe that is exactly where you stay today. Kick your heel in towards your bottom as you keep your right hip down. Perhaps to add in some balancing here and to open up through the chest, take your left hand, the opposite hand of the leg that's pulsing. Reach around, capture the foot, press into the mat, kick into your hand, look to the left side of your room. Breathe. Cat pulling its tail. Breathe. Exhale, finish. Hands come down. We have another side to do. Lift your left leg up. Kick yourself in the bottom. You know, everybody needs a swift kick in the bottom now and then, right? So just pulse your foot here. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Little teeny pulses like we do in a bar practice. Pulse. Maybe lift the leg even higher while keeping the left hip down and reach the opposite hand, the right hand around. Grab the foot, kick into the hand. Look down towards your left thumb. Look to the right side of your mat. Look to the right side of your room. Look over your right shoulder and kick. Breathe. Finish in your cat pulling its tail. Hands come down. Neutral tabletop. Cat-cow pose to even it out. Chin to your chest. Arch your back. Exhale, cow. Release. Come back to a neutral tabletop position. Let's do a bird dog pose. Place your ball, if you have it, underneath your right knee. This creates that unstable surface. No ball, no problem. Just balance on the right knee. Tuck the right toes toward the shin. Lift the left leg up, knee to about hip height. We did this a moment ago. This time, extend the left leg long. Find your balance, hold here. If you are not on the ball and if you don't want to add in the arm, just pulse the back leg up, up, up. Little teeny pulses. I'm going to add in some balancing by taking my right arm and reaching it to the front of the room. Reach, lengthen here. Whoo, push the earth away. Embrace those little micro wiggles on that ball. Breathe, hold. You've got your bird dog pose. Tuck your elbow to your knee a couple times if you want. Breathe. Don't forget, we gotta breathe. 1, 2, 3 times, however many you want. Hand and knee, come down. We have another side to do. Another opportunity to challenge your courage and try. Place the knee on the ball, left toes toward the shin. Maybe lift the right leg up, up, up. Maybe extend it long. Maybe just pulse the back leg up, up, up to the sky. Breathe. If you want, add in the opposite arm. My right leg is long and lifted. I'm going to add in my left arm. Push into the earth. That's the ticket. Breathe. Elbow to knee once or twice or 3 times or not at all. You decide. However many times, come back to finish. Knee and hand, come down. Remove the ball if you used it. How did you like it? Guess what? It's time to keep using that ball in our fire hydrant pose. Ball behind the knee. No ball, don't sweat it. You can do this without it. Lift the right leg up, toes toward the shin. Start to lift the leg to the side of the room like a dog on a fire hydrant. Lift and lower. Push equally into both hands. Breathe. Knee. Take it a little higher. Come on now. You can do it. Think bar. Lift the leg up. Nice and high. Ankle higher than the knee. Pulse, pulse, pulse the leg up, up, up. You got it. Don't quit. Breathe. Little teeny pulses. Let's finish. Knee comes down, hovers next to the left knee. Take it to the other side. Place the ball behind the left knee. How are you doing? Heart rate up? Oh yeah. All right. Neutral tabletop. Lift the left knee. Toes toward the shin. Start to lift the leg to the side of the room. And you know, if you have no ball, don't worry about it. Maybe it's little lifts. It's all good. It's all good. You got to believe that. Because I think we don't believe that. We always think, if I'm not doing the max, I'm not doing enough. Stop. Just stop thinking that way. Every little bit is good. Lift it up, nice and high. Ankle above knee. Pulse it, up, up, up. You got it. You got it. All right, in your fire hydrant pose, know that you are doing good things for your hips. Okay, physical fitness is the first requisite to happiness. That's what Joseph Pilates said. He believed that emotional health was intrinsically linked to your physical well-being. I think there's a lot of truth to that, don't you? All right, hover the left knee next to the right. Hover it here for a second. Dial both hips down. Place the left knee next to the right. Remove the ball. Reach the ball to the top of the mat. Spread your knees wide. Hips go back towards your heels. Breathe. Hands on the ball or onto your mat. Stretch it out in your variation of a wide leg child's pose. Big breath in, big breath out. You know, it's funny, after you work out, after you go for a walk, you feel better, don't you? You feel better in your head. So Joseph Pilates was right. Breathe. All right, come on back. Neutral tabletop. Take the ball again behind the right knee. No ball, no problem. Can't get out that easy. Hang on here. Come to a neutral tabletop. Let's lift our right leg up, up, up to the sky. Dial your right hip down so both hips are equidistant to the mat. Start to kick the ball in towards your bottom. Breathe. Lengthen through your spine. Tail of your head. Yeah, some of us, the tail of your head, right? The tailbone and the head, the crown of the head, lengthening to opposite sides of the room. Little teeny pulses. Breathe. You got it in your donkey kicks. You can do it without the ball too. I just think it's not as much fun. The ball makes it more fun, and you gotta have fun, right? All right, so you're kicking yourself in the bottom. Give it a good tight hold here. Now your foot, think of it as flat and think of it stomping on the ceiling. Stomp it on the ceiling. Breathe, breathe, breathe. How are you doing? Are you having fun yet? You know, you gotta have fun. If you're not having fun with it, we call it our Fun Fridays. If you're not having fun, you're not gonna come back. So please do come back. Oh, are you feeling it? Yes, you are. All right, right knee hovers next to left. Let's take it to the other side. Bring the ball behind your left knee. You could use your weight too if you like, or nothing. Lift it up, up, up. Knee to about hip height. Dial the left hip down. Hold it here. Little teeny pulses in, in, in. Lengthen through your spine. Your spine. Joseph Pilates also said, if you are 30 years old and your spine is inflexible, you are old. If you are 60 and your spine is flexible, you are young. I like that, right? You know, it's true. I don't care what the number says, right? As long as you feel good in your body. All right, tight squeeze the heel toward your bottom. Little teeny pulses, stomp on the ceiling. Party time, stomp on the ceiling. You got it. You can do it. You're as young as you feel, right? Breathe, breathe, breathe. I was talking to one of you the other day who was 76 years old, and that person was telling me that they had a splinter in their foot, and in the past, prior to yoga, they could not get the splinter out on their own. But now, they're all twisty like a pretzel. Getting that splinter out was a piece of cake. All right, your yoga does good things for you. Should we finish up here? I think so. All right, hover the left knee next to the right. Remove the ball. Take it to the top of your mat. Knee comes down, knees spread wide, hips go back. Child's pose feels really good, doesn't it? All right, reach your hands onto the ball. Breathe. Head down to the mat. Breathe. Big breath in. Take advantage of this time. Oh, it feels so good. But let's finish. All right, we're going to do some core work. We're going to give a big nod to Joseph Pilates and do multiple Pilates poses. All right, grab a drink. Sit up nice and straight. How are you doing? Good news about this part. You don't need any props. You're using you. It's great. All right, so come to recline. Come to recline all the way down. Take it slowly. We always take it slowly because you are in control. Come all the way down, nice and slowly. Knees, send one leg long. The other leg, send it up to the sky. All right, left calf is down on your mat. Draw your left toes towards your shin to keep that left calf on your mat. Toes, point them. Draw little circles on the sky with your right leg. Take the circles bigger. Take them as big as is comfortable for you. This is your first Pilates pose. It's a single leg lift and you're doing circles. Do you like having the arms out by your side? Do you feel more comfortable with that? If you do it. Do you like them down by your sides? Take your big circles, however big they are, in the opposite direction. Breathe, breathe. We're working the core. You gotta love it. All right, let's finish. Bend the right knee, send the right knee long on your mat. Right calf is down on your mat. You know how to do that. Draw the toes towards your shins. Left leg goes up, point the toes. Legs look like the letter L. Start to do your little circles with your foot, your leg on the left side. Breathe, breathe, most important part. And again, where are your arms? Where do you want them to be? Little circles, big circles, circles in the other direction. There are your single leg circles. Breathe. All right, how big are the circles? Does it feel comfortable? Working your hips, you got it going on. Send your left leg down to meet the right. Bend both knees, hug them in towards your chest using your hands underneath your knees. Rock a little bit from side to side. Send your left leg long, hug the right knee in, maybe peel your shoulders up, you decide. And then let's alternate. Right leg goes long, left knee gets hugged in, shoulders can be down or lifted. Hug one knee in while extending the other. Breathe, breathe, hug it in. Your arms are strong, you can do this. All right, let's bring the shoulders down. Bring the soles of the feet down. Let's do essentially kind of like bicycle pose. Pilates called it crisscross. Bring your hands, fingertips lightly to your temples. Peel your shoulders up. Now with your legs, opposite knee toward opposite elbow. And bicycle here in your little crisscross pose. Shoulders can be down. You can take a variation of bicycle that you like. Just try, just try. Breathe, breathe, breathe. How are you doing? Maybe you breathe in and out of your mouth here to let some of the heat go, because we're working on some heat, aren't we? All right, come on down. Legs go long, arms overhead. Stretch it out in your stick pose. When you're ready, peel or sweep the arms down like a snow angel. Peel the legs on up, knees towards your chest, and reach to the bottom of your mat. Extend the legs, maybe shoulders stay lifted, arms reach to the back, and then again, sweep. Sweep the arms like snow angel while bending the knees, and then straightening the legs. Shoulders up a little bit. Breathe, breathe. Whew, how are you doing? Keep it up. You can do it. Yes, you can, because you're doing it. Breathe, breathe. All right, let's finish. Come on down, stretch it out. Yoga pose, stick pose. Palms touch, toes point. Stretch, wiggle your hips. Arms down by your sides. A Pilates pose called pendulum. Bend your knees. Bend your knees, bring them up towards your chest. Rock a little bit on your low back from side to side. Let the knees fall toward the earth. Arms down by your sides or tee them out. Teeing them out allows you to move those knees a little closer to the earth. Breathe. Keep your gaze up. Knees fall to one side. Pull them up with your strong core. Let them fall to the other side. Find your rhythm here. Breathe. Kind of like your supine twist a little bit, right? Knees to the side. Knees come up. Keep your knees glued together. Move them together toward the earth. They don't have to touch. Bring them on back up. As you inhale, exhale them down to the other side. Back up to center. Your pendulum pose. All right, knees back up to center. Soles of the feet come down. We're not done yet. Send your legs long. When you're ready, we're going to do some scissor kicks. Arms can be down by your sides. Lift one leg up, other leg stays down, and then switch them. Switch them midair. Let them meet at about 45 degrees, bringing one down and the other straight up. You can peel your shoulders up, reaching your fingers more toward the earth. Breathe here in your little scissor kicks. Little, so little, they're big. Oh, breathe. All right, how are you doing? Nice controlled movements, deep breaths. Control is the key. You are in control. Breathe. Both legs up to the sky, shoulders back down. Circle your ankles, got to get that in one direction, then circle them in the other. Come on up to a seated position. Think boat pose. But Pilates has another name for it. It's called the teaser. All right, here's what you could do. Bring your hands down behind you, fingers pointing toward the bottom of your room, and lift your legs up. Bend into the elbows and hold here. You could release your hands and reach. Reach high up and hold. Breathe. Chest is lifted. Hold. Little bend in your knees. Might feel better on your hips. High two. Lori, Lynn, Stan, Esther, Tammy, Mary Jo, Sarah, Kelly, Rena, Tim. Life is good. Hold. And then finish. Oh my gosh, that's not easy. Take a forward fold, your yoga pose. Elbows hugged in. Gaze towards your knees. Finish up. Come on up. Roll all the way back. And we're going to do Pilates roll-ups. All right, here's what you do. You're reclined. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you stay here and you decide to bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet together and rest here. Totally fine. For a Pilates roll-up, think sit up, right? But don't strain. Lift. Nice and straight spine. Palms face down. Then roll on back down. But the key is, like how we come down often, take it with control. Roll down. Roll up. Roll down. Roll up. Wow, spine is straight. You are strong. Lift. Come on back down. With control. Lift. How are you doing? One more. Come on down. Come on down. Oh, let's take a break. Let's take a break and do plank. All right. Maybe you're saying, oh, heavens no. All right, remember that variation of plank I showed you the other day? If you're new to planking, it was a little intimidating, and you're working on getting your courage up to do it, take this plank on your back, friends. Take the blocks, lift them up over your shoulders, palms on the blocks, push into the blocks, and imagine you are doing a plank. The plank I'm going to take today is going to have some variations, so we're not going to time it. You take the variation of plank that you like. No timer. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to come into a high plank. Join me if you like. In that high plank, shoulders over wrists, legs long. Press into the earth. Hold here. Suction cup your fingers like little geckos. Lift the right leg and hold it. Three-legged plank. Lower the right leg. Lift the left leg and hold it. Three-legged plank on this side. Alternate. You know how quickly you want to go. You know what's right for your body. Breathe. Take the variations that you like. And you know in a high plank, you can always come into a down dog to take a break. Breathe. Little would you think, down dog is a resting pose. All right, a couple lifts of the legs. Bring all 4 feet down. All 4 feet. All right, a little bit of a rocking back and forth here. Rock back and forth in your Pilates plank. Breathe. All right, you're rocking. Now let's take it. High plank, nice and stable, to a pike. Send your hips high. Breathe. So you're coming back to a down dog, right? Walk your feet up a little bit more. Plant your heels. Come to plant your heels. Shake your neck. Breathe. Send the legs back. Come back to a high plank. Push the earth away. Breathe. Hips go high. Down dog. Think like plank. Think like pike. This is your pike. Come forward. Again, high plank. Hold it. You're strong. No quitting. No giving up. Press your hips high. Walk your feet a little forward. Press your heels down because you can. Breathe. Come on back to your high plank. High plank, right leg lifts. Pulse it up to the sky. Breathe. Other leg, right leg comes down, left leg. Pulse it up, up, up. You got it. Let's finish. High plank. Bend your knees. Come on down. Grab a drink of water. We're not done. No, we're not. Couple more core poses. All right. Whew. Got to pick up the pace. All right. Let's go. Come on down to your back. All the way down, remember, with control. And I'll talk about control in a minute. All right. All the way down. Another Pilates pose. Hundreds. Arms down by your sides. Palms face down. Lift your arms up a little bit. Start to pulse the arms toward the ground. Oh yeah, maybe peel your shoulders up. Breathe, maybe lift your feet and do your Pilates hundreds. The idea is to do it 100 times. Shoulders away from the ears, pulsing the hands down. You do it however many times is right for you. That's what counts, that you're doing. If you do it once, if you do it 10 times, if you do it 50, you're awesome. Breathe. All right, control. Joseph Pilates. Pilates was a person. He was a guy. Your question today, if you want me to send you a little surprise in the mail, is what was his first occupation? Breathe. Tell me in our group, Friends of 316 Yoga, what was Joseph Pilates' first job? All right. He called it, he didn't call it Pilates. He wasn't arrogant. He called it controlology. Come on down. That was more than 100. Stretch it out. Stick pose. Controlology. We were in control of your body with your breath using your strong core. He called it controlology. All right, arms down by your sides. Legs are long. Lift them up and flutter kick them. Breathe. Maybe shoulders peel up too. Flutter kicks. How are you doing? Oh my goodness. We're going to get into the weights in just a moment. Lower the legs a little lower. Flutter kick like you're swimming. Lift them up a little higher. Flutter kick. Shoulders can be down. You decide. Let's finish. Stretch it out. Stick pose. Breathe. Breathe. The best part, right? Joseph Pilates would think so too. Come on up. Press on up. Find your weights. Lean on back. Bend your knees. Soles of your feet on your mat. Twist with the weights from one side to the other, like how we oftentimes do our rowing the boat. Today, your feet are down, you're using your weights. Maybe you want to lift your feet up. You decide. And when you're ready, let's finish. Grab your weights, come on to a standing on your knees position, weights to your shoulders, right leg forward. Oh, you have to bring your hands down. Bring your hands down. Send your left leg long. Now, bring your weights to your shoulders. In your lunge, right knee over right ankle, left leg long and straight, top of the left foot on your mat. Lift and lower your weights. Maybe one, then the other, maybe both. Breathe, breathe. Relax into your hips. Enjoy this pose in the low body while the arms are doing the work. Hips are doing the work too, but your mind is off of them. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Let's finish. Switch out your hips. Knees come together, standing on your knees. Left foot forward, hands come down. Stretch out your right leg. Nice and long and straight. Maybe come on up, shoulders over the hips. Or maybe you're hinged a little forward. That's okay. Maybe you decide to stay here and just hold the weights down. You're after that big stretch in the right hip. All right, maybe weights to your shoulders and lift and lower. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Tight core, strong arms, courageous you. You've got it, you've got it, you've got it. Another thing, Joseph Pilates said, everyone, you, me, everyone is the architect of their own happiness. That is true. Finish up, weights. Oh, relax for just a moment. When you're ready, if you want, tuck your right toes towards your shin, drag your right foot up to meet your left as we make our way to standing with our weights. All right, we already did. Bring your weights to your shoulders. We already did this with the weights, lifting and lowering. So now, let's tee out the weights. Tee out the weights, palm face down, pulse, pulse, pulse. In doing this, think of your chest is lifted. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Breathe, breathe. Palms face down and pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. Flip your hands, palms face up. Pulse them up, Pulse them up. Pulse them up. Pulse them up. Yeah, you got it. All right, as you're ready, bend the right elbow toward the right shoulder, then extend it long. Left elbow to left shoulder, then extend it long. Alternate. Maybe as you're alternating here, the arm that extends, you look to it. Turn your neck. Turn your head. You got it. Breathe. Breathe. Maybe both arms out, both arms in. Keep the elbows wide to the sides of your room. Breathe, breathe. Finish. Weights. High overhead, think extended mountain. Bend your elbows. Capture the weights, or maybe you've already put one weight down. That's fine. Elbows towards your ears. Now lift and lower the weights to the sky. Work the backs of your arms, the triceps. Put a little bend in your knees. Take the tension off your low back. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Favorite part, breathing. Don't hold your breath. Finish. Weights down by your sides. Keep that good little bend in your knees. Maybe weights down by your sides. You come up onto the balls of your feet. Sink your shoulders back and down. Hold it here. Little teeny pulses. Down, lower, and up. Lower and up. Lift and lower. Breathe. Shoulders are back. Little teeny pulses. Maybe you're on the balls of your feet. Maybe you've got your feet spread a little bit and you're just going up and down, keeping the solid foundation of your feet alive and well grounded. Little teeny pulses. Down. Maybe sink it a little bit lower. Breathe. Soften in the shoulders. Breathe. 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 Oh, you got it. Sink a little lower. Breathe. Breathe. Sink nice and low and hold it. Take your weights, pulse them to the back of the room. Pulse them back, back, back. Maybe you come to standing on your feet and you're pulsing your arms back. It's all good. It's all good. Pulse the weights in toward your low back. On the balls of your feet or flat foot, it's all good. All right, let's not forget our biceps. Come to standing on your solid feet, solid ground. Arms tee out in front of you. Draw the weights towards your collarbones and extend. Elbows hugged in. Remember, you can always do one weight at a time. Have them meet kind of midway and then out and in. Breathe. Oh, how are you doing? Breathe. We're almost there. We've done so much. I'm impressed. Good work. You're sticking with it. You're not quitting. You don't quit. You may take breaks. Nothing wrong with taking a break now and then, but then get back in the game. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Nobody can do it all. Don't be fooled. Start today, do a little bit, and before you know it, you're doing a lot. All right, finish up. Weights down by your sides. Wiggle your shoulders. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Sigh it out. Take a big step forward with your right foot. Hinge the weight forward into the right leg. Place the weight into the right leg as best you can. Back leg lifts a little bit or a lot. Hinge forward, bringing your back parallel to the earth. Let the weights be by your shoulders and drop towards the earth. Hold it here. Hold it right here. Maybe you bend your elbows to the sides of the room, drawing the weights in towards your chest. Good balance, y'all. You got it. Breathe. Breathe. You're strong. If you fall out, get right back in. Don't end on a negative note. Get back in. Breathe. You got it. Finish. Release the weights toward the earth. Bring your left foot down to meet your right. Now send your right foot back. Stay folded forward. Hinge the weight forward into the left leg. Lift the right leg up as much as you want. Start to bring the weights, maybe, toward your chest. Lift and lower. No weights at all, that's fine. Maybe you're finding your balance on your fingertips as you experiment with lifting that leg a little higher, or not at all, or just dancing on your mat. Little by little, breathe, breathe. How are you doing? You're doing great. All right, let's finish. Place the weights down. You don't want them anymore. Bring your right foot to meet your left. You're in a forward fold. Look back to your knees. Little bend in your knees. Feels pretty good. Good balancing. Sweep your arms up. Come on up to standing. Let's take a beloved tree pose just for a moment. Hands to prayer center. with your hands at prayer center. Weight into the left leg, weight out of the right. Open up the right hip so the sole of the foot is on the standing left leg. Just don't put it on the knee. Grow your branches, look up, sway your branches. That's something else you can do. You know, when you're brushing your teeth, do your tree pose, right? Incorporate all these little things into your life. Hands to prayer center, knee to the front of the room. Right foot meets left side, root into the right leg. Left knee opens up. Bring the foot wherever speaks to you. Just remember, don't push it into the knee. Arms lift, breathe. Breathe. Sway your branches. And when you're ready, if you fall out, no big deal. But get back in, don't quit. Sway it, come back to that success. Breathe. If you fall out, it just means you pushed your limit. You were really trying hard, and that's good. Hands to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front. Left foot meets right. Fold forward. Woo. Fold forward. Can your fingers get closer to the earth this time? Look back towards your knees. Walk your hands forward. Come down to your knees. Come down to seated. Reach your legs long. Seated forward fold. Legs go long. Arms go high. Lengthen. Exhale, reach forward. Reach your arms parallel to each other. Fingers to the front of the room. Feel it in your low back. Reach toward your feet, your calves, your legs, whatever you can reach. Elbows hugged in. Fold forward in a restorative forward fold, bringing perhaps your chin, your forehead towards your knees. And if you don't get very far, that's fine too. Maybe you're right here, totally fine. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Imagine getting closer to your thighs. Take a deep breath in, lengthen. Take a deep breath out. Imagine your nose touching your knees. Might not be there, might be nowhere near it, but just imagine it to begin. Finish up. Come on up. Grab your weights. We're not done. Oh, bring your eye shade and your towel up near your shoulders and grab your weights. All right, so come on down with control. You've got these weights in your hands. Come on down. Come on down. Hold it here. Hold it for a second or two. Or breathe. You decide. Or breathe. Do breathe. Shoulders are back. Chest is lifted. You're in a recliner. You got it. Come all the way down. All the way down. Bend your knees. Bridge pose. Bridge pose with the weights on your hips. All right. You don't want to do it with the weights on your hips? Don't. It's a little more challenging. Here, press your feet into your mat. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Weights. Whew. Make it a little harder. You think, oh, this isn't too bad. Remove the weights. See how light your hips feel? All right. Lift and lower. You're building strength. Press into your feet. Quads are engaged. Glutes are engaged. You're lifting and lowering. Breathe. Breathe. All right, when you're ready, let's lift your hips up nice and high. Remove the weights and bring your arms down by your sides for stability. Bring your left heel in closer to your left bottom cheek. Lift your right leg up to the sky. When you're ready, draw your toes towards your shin and pulse the right leg straight. Up, up, up. Push hard into your left foot. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Bend the right knee, right foot meets left. Lift your hips together, nice and high. Push into your right foot. Left leg lifts, high to the sky. Toes toward your shin. Push the right foot into the earth and pulse your left leg. Up, up, up. Breathe, breathe, breathe. How are you doing? We're almost done. When you're ready, let's finish. Left knee bends, both feet meet, hips go even higher. Still, roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Legs go long, roll over onto your belly. Arms reach high to the top of your mat, legs spread. Superman. All right, take it in layers. Maybe today you lift your right leg, then put it down. Lift your left leg, put it down. Right arm, put it down. Left arm up. Left arm down. Both legs up. Hold them here. Both arms up. Breathe. Fly like Superman. Take it in a combination that works for you. Hold it. Pilates swimmer. Kick your feet. Kick your feet. Arms are just going to move too, but kick like you're swimming. You're strong. Spine is strong. Finish. Legs come down. Arms come down. Press on up to your seal pose. Hands under your collarbones. Arms are straight. Breathe. Breathe. Side plank. All right, side plank. Lots of ways to take it. Maybe forearm parallel to the earth, elbow under shoulder. Legs can be, bottom leg can be bent. You can take your side plank here. Or take your side plank, ankles together on your forearm. Breathe. Left arm lifts. Look up to the sky. Now, hand back to the hip. Dip the hip. Down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Maybe you come down and back up, or not at all. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Maybe stay on your knee. Let's finish. Come on down. Take it to the other side. All right. You could take your high plank here too, with the arm nice and straight. Or I'm going to take the forearm plank because my wrists have been bothering me a little bit lately. My left one. All right. Forearm parallel to the top of the mat. Maybe stay down on your knee and lift your right leg. Lift and lower. Maybe legs go long. You press on up and hold it right here. Maybe hip dips, down and up. Hands on your hip, hands to the sky. You decide. Breathe, breathe. All right. I think we're about even, right? Let's come on down. Come on down to your back. Recline and bend your knees. Bend your knees towards your chest, arms down by your sides, or tee them out if that feels better. Pilates pose, little teeny toe touchdowns. Let your toes touch down, draw your knees back up. Toes down, back up. Down, back up. Maybe arms teed out, feels a little more stable. You decide. Breathe. Breathe. Do you remember early on in that mega core series, we did a pose, a Pilates pose called pendulum. Now, are you using your strong core to pull your knees up towards your chest? Toes just touch down and then lift. All right, so pendulum. It's a lot like our yoga pose called a reclined deer. Let's do that again. Pendulum. As we continue with our Pilates core workout. All right, draw your knees up towards your chest. Hug them up. Don't hug them up. Keep your arms teed out, but bring your knees closer to your chest. Then let the knees fall to the right side, then toward the left side. So, all right, what feels really good here? Your core is strong. You're doing a little twist. But what feels really good is that low back massage. So it's a lot like your supine twist, isn't it? We're keeping our gaze up because our focus is our core. Our focus is lifting the knees to the sky and then dropping them to the side. They come as far to the earth as feels good for you. Maybe it's a lot, maybe it's a little. You know you. You do you, all right? And when you're ready, are you ready? We're going to finish today in a final Shavasana pose. But before we do that, bring your knees back to the midline. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Hug them in nice and tightly. Take it to happy baby. Walk your hands inside your calves or inside your heels. Hold there. Send one leg up to the sky, then the other. Bend one and extend the other and alternate. Breathe. There's space in your hips. You're strong. You know you're getting stronger because I bet you're sweating. That's good. It's all good. All right, draw your knees back to the midline of your body. Slowly, legs are straight. Arms down by your sides. Slowly, lower your legs down. Bring them back up. Lower them down to about 45 degrees and hold here. Hold it. Embrace the little shakes maybe. Send them back up to the sky. No tricks this time. Slowly lower them down. Slowly lower them down. You are in control. Take it. You're in control. Take it slowly. Maybe you decide to hold it. And then take it a little lower and hold it. Hold it. You're in control. You are in control. Mind over matter. Come on now. heels come down. All right, final Shavasana. Don't run out. This is an important pose. Send your legs wide, heels to the bottom of your mat. Find your eye shade, which I hope is up near your towel or up near your shoulders, or your towel. Cover your eyes, arms down by your sides, palms face up or down. Close your eyes and breathe. You did it. You are a success. What was your mantra? I am strong. I am able. I am capable. Yes, you are. You did it. You're stronger than you think you are. You're stronger than you typically give yourself credit for. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out the doubt. And breathe in the courage to continue getting stronger. Truly rest. Take this time. Palms can be face down if you just feel you need the grounding, or face up if you kind of sense a rebirth inside of you. You're on your journey. Today could be day number 1 of your fantastic fitness journey. Take a deep breath in and a sighing breath out. Really let it go. Feel the shoulders go back to the mat. Breathe. You are as young as your spine is flexible, and you are in control of getting it there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take a deep breath in. Courage, strength, you've got it. And this deep breath out, letting all doubt go. Send it away, deflate it. You don't have space for that because you're going to breathe in more courage and strength. Let all the bad stuff go. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, circle your wrists, your ankles, just move them. Appreciate what they did and appreciate what they do. On an inhale, reach high up overhead. And this was a little homework assignment. Take this big good morning stretch before you even get out of bed in the morning as you live your yoga off of your mat. Wiggle your shoulders, reach a little bit higher one side than the other. And then finish. Roll onto one side with bent knees and bent elbows. Come into a fetal position. Low arms, bicep is a pillow for your head. Eyes are closed. As you're ready, slowly press on up, or think of control. Maybe you press on up with your core. No hands at all. You can do it. Crisscross your legs. Hands to prayer center in gratitude and thanks to your body for getting you here. Shoulders over your hips, lengthen up through the crown of your head. As you take a big inhale, you're strong, you're tall, you've got great posture. Shoulders are back, ears back, chin slightly tucked. Exhale, let it go. Blink your eyes open. Congratulations. You did it. You did it. You really worked your core. You really worked it. Pilates is amazing. It's a lot of fun. He came up with some really interesting, fun poses. He's an interesting guy, too. So, I'm going to mail you something. I mailed something to Mary Jo the other day. I'm going to mail you something. It's unique. I think you'll like it. You'll use it in your restorative yoga practice. So if you want, join our group, Friends of 316 Yoga on Facebook. Ask and I'll let you in. And then be the first one to answer after this class, of course. Be the first one to answer and let me know what Joseph Pilates' first career was. All right. Stress number, what was it? More importantly, what is it? You did it. Peace in your body. Peace begins with a smile. Think of these attributes throughout the day. Love, joy, peace, patience. Patience, she's really patient. Kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. You got them all. Exercise them. Love you guys. Bye. See you tomorrow. Bye. Hey, hi, look at her haircut.